today we'll be talking about digital. Why digital is so important and how to be relevant in the digital age. Cloud computing, big data, artificial intelligence, and Internet of Things are not something that has just risen between 1 or 2 years ago. It has been quite a while, but the convergence of this information, the rapid increase of data storage, and the ability of things to be done much more automatically have made the potential of us changing the way we work, live, and play. And this is exactly what Industrial Revolution 4.0 is all about. The last three industrial revolutions, from agriculture to steam power, from steam power to electrical power, from electrical to the IT age, has rapidly transformed each and every subsequent generations. The convergence of digital information into something smarter, something better, has pushed the trend towards automation and data exchange in manufacturing, in our daily lives, and in our processes, which has and will radically transform the way we work, live, and play. And this is what IR 4.0 is all about. The disruption that are coming in is at a scale that's not disrupting only the blue-collar workers, but also the white-collar and the knowledge workers itself. Industry Revolutions 4.0 is powered by the digital revolution and promises us to bring in smart devices, algorithm, biotechnology, and things associated with better exploitation of information and data. This is being powered by the rise of E.I.E, or as I said earlier, elastic cloud computing, big data, artificial intelligence, and IoT. Smart devices today have the algorithm that can not only automate the manual things that we do, but also are able to mimic some of the most creative human functions. There has been AI that has been creating music, creating stories that almost undistinguishable between real human beings coming in. And they're able to do this because these devices, this algorithm collects trillions and trillions of data points every day. And because of the advancement of big data to collect this information, millions of unapparent trends and analysis are suddenly made available and are able to be exploited by those who master the art of digital. The biggest companies, digital companies in the world today, such as Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google, are masters in using these conjunctions of technologies and are able to exploit them to provide you more services, to really target the necessary issues and resolve them and create new worlds and new ways of working. Facebook, for example, and to a certain extent Google, are able to build a composite of you, of your personal likes and dislikes, just via your browsing history, your usage of their platforms. In other worlds, in the medical worlds, for example, doctors and governments have attempted to make millions of medical data of patients to be made available through artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence today has the ability to crunch those data, big data, much faster to create better vaccines, better cures, and better medicine for each and every one of us. And the rise of the artificial intelligence enable complex database and data prediction to be made. It has become so great if some of this data information can actually accurately predict trends or items coming in before near humans are able to do this. The rise of artificial intelligence, as I mentioned earlier, is not something new. It has been quite a while. We have seen in the 90s, for example, IBM Deep Blue has already beaten a chess grand champion in games of chess. But now, as I mentioned, artificial intelligence are getting more pervasive, more into our daily lives, and it is actually embedding to the very fabric of society, because it has now the ability to grow through areas that are too complex, used to be too complex for computers last times. As I said, AI bots and its services are getting more pervasive, and they have been able to predict many items that far exceeds the human capability of doing so. Some of the examples are even stocks where there are AI bots crawling and looking into financial data, into human behaviors, and are able to predict and make many times more accurate prediction in what stocks we need to buy and what stocks that we need to dump. Facebook, for example, have demonstrated the ability to predict two active individuals in their platforms on when they would be ending up in a relationship, simply based on their Facebook activity. And to their surprising accuracy, even we humans may not know when that is. Facebook, big corporations and big companies and people control the artificial intelligence algorithms are able to have those insights before we know ourselves. The rise of artificial intelligence have the ability for us, for organization, to provide products, to understand you, and to provide information or products before you even thought about what you need. All this coming in, does this mean the rise of digital means the end of us, the end of our work, the end of our freedom? Will machines rise and take over us like the movies Terminators and The Matrix? Yes and no. The fact is, ladies and gentlemen, the very fabric of our society can and has already been changing. In fact, many of the work and the things that we do today would not have been relevant just like the previous industrial revolutions, because the introduction of new technologies, new digital technologies would create a creative disruption and would eventually change the very fabric of what we do and how we work. It would invent new jobs and new opportunities while decimating old ones, the ones that are no longer relevant. And we have seen this in our last industrial revolution. 15 to 20 years ago, we can't even imagine there would be jobs such as YouTubers, digital experience consultants, and digital designers. How would the next couple of years be for the job market as digital grows exponentially in our lives? I see opportunities for you to actually capture and reinvent yourself and gather steam to progress our society. Progress cannot simply happen if we sit down. Progress would not move ahead if we do not take our effort to upskill ourselves. Progress cannot happen without effort. And this is why you need to put the necessary effort to progress together with the digital age. For you to progress ahead, for you to bring yourself and to be relevant in the digital age, you need to start future-proofing yourself in the advent of this digital revolution. 3 things that you need to do. First, develop the necessary digital ready skills. Develop personal and mental skills for you to cope, as well as develop the skill in emotional intelligence. Let me just go through those skills step by step. You do not need to be a programmer. You do not need to know coding in such detail. But when I said you need to develop digital ready skills, you at least need to get to know or need to know the basics of coding and programming. You also must need to know the basics digital terminology, as well as how data can be exploited. For you to be in the digital ready environment, for you to get benefits of digital, you need to get in the groove to know the latest digital trends, the discoveries, and the different new use cases of digital that are simply arising every day. Be that early majority so that you can adopt these digital trends to gain a head start and gain competitive edge over the others. As digital become much more prevalent in our society and automation becomes the norm, the need of human skills becomes much more important. For you to survive and thrive in this next digital IR 4.0 revolution, you need to have focus on transferable skills. Skills that are related to organization, leadership, agility, and personal development, as well as creativity. Equip yourself to be mentally and personally ready in this digital world. Industry Revolution 4.0 brings a more dynamic, more fast-paced, and more exponential change. Change that you are ever seeing today in this volatile, uncertainty, complex, and ambiguous world, or VUCA. You need to be able to thrive in this uncertain environment, and you need to have a different mindset. For this, check my video on progress over perfection. You will also need to have able to exploit the creativity side of your mind. Machines with their algorithm can make trillions and trillions of calculation much faster than human. That more machines have not yet been able to exploit the ingenuity and the creativity of us in solving problems, in dreaming, and in coming up with vision. Creative exploitation and problem solving is key for you to survive and thrive in this environment. Check out my post on opportunities to know more. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, as the world is getting more dynamic, fast-paced, and uncertain, you need to be able to have the skills to identify and to exploit your emotions and to understand the emotions of others. You need to be able to have the mentality of resilience, increase your stress tolerance, and be ever more flexible to the fluidity of changes that are coming through this world. The world of fast-paced and exponential growth that we will be seeing, and we are actually currently seeing right now, requires a new way in managing people. And this is why human-to-human skills, the transferable skills, communication, leadership, organization needs to be really strong, needs to really be something that is really important for you, your organization, and society to thrive forward. Leadership skills and organization skills becomes critical in being important to bring hordes of people in your community, your organization, and your society to embrace the rapid changes that Industry Revolution 4.0 is bringing to the community and our society. Change, ladies and gentlemen, is coming. you have a choice to either be disrupted or to disrupt, to either become obsolete or to evolve, to either stay stagnant and sick or to thrive and transform. And this is why the skills that you need to adopt in digital has become critically important. But digital is not the only skill that is required for you to move forward in this next era. Mastery in digital alone is not enough. You have to be able to have an entrepreneurial mindset and the innovative mindset to move forward for you to survive and thrive. Change. How does digital entrepreneurship and innovation come together, and how can you use D.I.E to survive? Listen in to my next podcast where you will learn on how to let go of the old and to embrace the new, to embrace change, and to be in the progressives that changes society, that is in the age of something new, something great. Stay tuned for the next episode.